Welcome back to Tool School. In today's class we're going to be talking about rotary cutters, specifically Clover's rotary cutters. You know, for thousands of years we've had scissors and they work great, and we have them everything from the models that our kids use in school to the ones we use at home and we have to hide from people who would use them to cut paper. But scissors have some drawbacks, and if we're cutting many layers of fabric, the pinching motion of the scissors actually moves the fabric for us. If we're cutting around corners, we have to manipulate the fabric, which can also stretch it. So it makes it a little hard to use in some applications. 5,000 years after the invention of the wheel, we finally applied that principle to cutting. And now we have rotary cutters, which provide a nice cutting application for anything that our scissors won't do quite easily for us. Clover has 4 different sizes of rotary cutters. Some people ask why, and we ask why not. You could probably ask any gourmet chef to cook an entire meal with one 9-inch butcher knife. She could do it, but why would she? The results would be so much better if you put the tool with the specific job. So if I'm cutting long strips of fabric or several layers of fabric, a 60 millimeter blade would be so much nicer because it carries and it will cut for us. If, on the other hand, I'm doing very small, intricate patterns, then I'll use my 18 millimeter blade because it can turn so much more sharply and we get more definite cuts, especially if we're using very tight applique. An additional feature for the Clover rotary cutter is the way in which the blade guard retracts. It actually comes up to provide a protection for your hand as you're cutting. It also puts the blade at an optimum angle where you can cut with it either standing or in a sitting position. If you're left-handed, it's very easy just to remove the blade, the green protector, reverse them, put it back together, and it becomes a left-handed cutter. A couple of extra blades that we have. For the craft world, we have a wavy blade, and this just imparts the craft and a wavy design to whatever you happen to be cutting. For the fashion world or anything where you would use pinking shears, we now have a pinking blade. And this makes it very easy to get into the tightest little corners to trim out your fabric. One additional note on sharpening blades: all of the blades by any manufacturer is made from very, very hard steel, very precise equipment, computer controlled to put exact right angle on that blade to make it nice and sharp. Your chances of sharpening these at home is very, very slim, to almost zero. What we recommend at Clover is when you have a worn blade, simply replace it with a nice new blade. You deserve it and your fabric deserves it. I'm Steve Butler, and that's Tool School.